Hello folks and welcome to another exciting tutorial with Spinel Crochet. If you haven't subscribed, please do it now and hit the bell icon to get instant updates. Today we'll be doing a stitch called the cluster wave stitch. It's a beautiful stitch and once you get the hang of it, it's really easy to repeat row after row. It's a very nice pattern for blankets. Also, you can use it for Afghans and throws and jumpers as well if you like. And if you change colors at every row, that gives, or every two rows, it will give a very nice outlook. So let's get started. I'll be using a 4.5mm crochet hook and double knit yarn. So starting our work with the slip knot, make a slip knot. So this is the way I make it. Twist it around the first two fingers and bring it up from the center and pull to form the knot. Place the hook in the center and secure it. Now for the foundation chain, we'll be working in the multiples of 9 and then add 3. So for this sample chain, I've done a chain of 39 chains. So 9 into 4 is 36, added 3, so total of 39 chains. So once your foundation chain is ready, we're going to start with the cluster stitch. So yarn over and go into the third chain from the hook. Insert the hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. You've got 2 loops on the hook, yarn over again, go into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. You have 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through all 3. This is your first cluster stitch. Now make another cluster stitch, so yarn over, insert the hook in the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over again, go into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 3 loops. So this is your cluster stitch, or you could also call this as doing 2 double crochets together. Now in the next stitch we're going to make 5 double crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So in the next stitch, make your cluster stitch. So we'll be using 2 stitches for 1 cluster stitch. So this is your first cluster stitch, and this is the second stitch you're using. So this cluster stitch, we have to make 4 of them between the 5 double crochets. So this is the second cluster stitch, and it's going to use up 8 stitches or 8 chains, and it will form 4 cluster stitches. So we've got 2 here, 2 more to make. So this is the third one, and now for the last one. Now in the next stitch, make 5 double crochets, and this is the pattern we're going to be repeating. So 5 double crochets and then 4 cluster stitches until you reach the last 6 chains. So here I am with my last 6 chains. So make 5 double crochets in the next chain, which is the 6th last chain. So 5 double crochets, and then we're going to make 2 cluster stitches, which will use up 4 chains. So this is the first cluster stitch, now the second one. And in the last chain, make a double crochet. So this is the end of your first row, and this is how your work will look like. So the 5 double crochet sort of gives you the hill, and the cluster stitches gives you the valley, and this wave which goes up and down has actually started in the very first row. So now for the second row, you start with the second row, chain 2 and turn your work. So the chain 2 here is your first double crochet, so we're going to be working in the next stitch, and we're going to work in the back loops of each of the stitch from this row onwards. So insert the hook in the back loop of the stitch and make 2 cluster stitches. So yarn over, insert your hook in the back stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, insert the hook in the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 3 loops. This is your first cluster stitch. Now make another cluster stitch, and now we make 5 double crochets in the next stitch, which is actually the top of the previous 5 double crochets. So it should be the third stitch, and we're working in back loops only from this row onwards for the entire project. So we start with 2 cluster stitches, then 5 double crochets, then make 4 cluster stitches, 5 double crochets, 4 cluster stitches, repeat this, and at the end, after the 5 double crochets, make 2 cluster stitches, and in the last stitch make a double crochet and turn your work. And this is how it's going to be repeated for the entire project, and this entire row is going to be worked in the same way. You can see the video as it is playing, and I'll just show you a bit of the next row as well, and then we'll see how our work looks like. I'm here at the end of the second row, and we're going to find the top of the turning chain and try to go into the back stitch over here as well and make your last double crochet. So this is the end of the second row. Now starting the third row, chain 2 and turn your work. Again, the chain 2 stands as the first double crochet over here, so we're not going to be working in the same stitch. Yarn over, insert the hook in the next stitch, which is again going to be the back loop, and make a cluster stitch. So insert the hook in the next stitch like this. This is your first cluster stitch. Now for the second cluster stitch, and then 5 double crochets. After that, again we're going to be doing 4 cluster stitches, 5 double crochets, 4 cluster stitches, 5 double crochets, until we reach the end where we do 2 cluster stitches and a double crochet in the turning chain. So the turning chain is considered as your double crochet, and I'll show you how the work looks like. So this is the final look of the swatch, and you can see the beautiful pattern that keeps coming up, and both sides are actually the same. You could use any side. So if you like the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and thanks for watching.